Hi, today I'll show you how to securely sync your Odoo ERP data directly to Microsoft Fabric Lakehouse using our new Fabric connector. Let's configure API key and models to expose. Give connection name and select models you want to select. You can also select fields to exclude while fetching data in Fabric connection. You can add as many models as you want to expose to Microsoft Fabric. If you want to select all models, you can select Allow All Models. Here we are adding purchase order as well. Now let's save this connection configuration and test connection. API secret is optional. You can click on Smart button to view all available API endpoints. An example to use endpoint, we will use base URL to connect to Microsoft Fabric. You can also use other endpoint with multiple supported filter parameter. Now let's connect Odoo to Microsoft Fabric. I already created workspace, so let's click on Add Item button, search for Copy Job Item and select it. Let's give name to as Odoo Connect to Copy Job and click on Create. Once Copy Job got created, you will be landed to Configuration page. Search for REST and select it. Copy base URL from Odoo and paste it in Fabric and click on Next button. Now we are at Choose Data screen. In Relative URL field, enter Odoo model name you want to fetch. Let's configure API key in Additional Headers section. In name, you can pass API key as value and name as X API key. You can also add additional value for API secret if you set it on Odoo connection. Anyway, it's optional. Click on Preview button to test connection. In the preview, you can see that we fetch values from relational fields to make data analysis easier. This means you don't need to perform additional table joins in Microsoft Fabric. Now click on Next and select Lakehouse and give name to New Lakehouse. Let's name it SO Odoo and hit Create and Connect button. Choose Copy Mode as Full Copy and click Next. Now select Tables. Set the update method to Overwrite and click Next again. Here, you can review the configuration. You can also configure the run options. Choose Run Once for a one-time data fetch or set a scheduled interval to automatically fetch data on a recurring basis. Scheduled fetch is useful when you want to keep your data up to date automatically without manually running the job each time. Now click on the Save plus Run button to save the configuration and start the job. Wait a few seconds to allow Microsoft Fabric to process the run. Once completed, let's view and review the data. Here you can see data from all sales orders, and you'll also notice that relational fields are fetched as additional columns showing their values, which helps you perform data analysis without joining multiple tables. Fetching relational fields value is fully configurable, and you can enable or disable it directly from the model configuration in Odoo. There are multiple other API endpoints and filter options available at the API level. You can review each endpoint along with examples to understand how to use them. You can also create as many API keys as you need for different purposes and manage all keys separately to control data access and exposure. You can also audit which connection fetched data, when it was fetched, which model was used, and which API endpoint was called directly from the Sync Logs menu. We also provide additional configuration and filtering options at the model level. You can enable or disable any model from the configuration. The Expand Related Field option is useful for showing relational field values along with their ID or IDs. You can also choose to include archived records while fetching data. Additionally, You can add custom domain filters directly in the model configuration, so only the required data is sent via the API, helping reduce additional filtering in Microsoft Fabric. Here you can see that, based on the domain defined in the Odoo model configuration, we are now fetching only sales orders that are in the sale state. If you have any other questions or need help with configuration, we're happy to help. And if you have any feature requests, feel free to contact us.